This election has been anything but tame, and honestly I'm getting tired of it. So today in this video, I'm going to go over the most wild moments from the Trump 2020 rallies. Welcome back to Stars and Sports. Let's get into the video. Trump thinks he is nailing it. In Wisconsin in early 2020, Trump was supposed to give a speech to grab the voters, since Wisconsin is known to have an effect where it can swing the election in one direction or another. A battleground for the ones standing up in elections against one another. Trump supporters piled up a night before, setting up camp for their beloved leader. However, when Trump showed up, he was more inclined to insult, boast profusely, dragging his accompanying candidates' names through the mud of hatred. This vile behavior was found quite amusing and approachable for the mass of supporters, a large sum of people Trump could freely talk to in an open-handed, formal way. Wisconsin will always be Trump's home turf, and what he said in his speech does reach to the right minds, where they despise every word he uttered that evening. Donald Trump announces African-American poverty has reached the lowest rate ever recorded. They are joining the Republican Party like no one ever thought possible. They love us and we love them. It was most obviously false because 99% of the 10,000 of his supporters were white. Moreover, events became a great deal sour when a small crowd of anti-Trumps marches in, and the chaos caused by his supporters were outrageous, like scavengers out for blood, assaulting a woman who barely got out of it. Trump catfished by K-pop fans and community. The president's campaign chair bragged loudly that there were 1 million seats sold out for a rally in Tulsa, Oklahoma, tinted with malice to showcase the same ones how Trump's rules are the definition of well-spoken speeches, a road to greater and peaceful America. Then how come he ended up only addressing the 6,002 people who showed up? Let's roll it back to the cold-blooded murderer George Floyd, a black innocent man who was a victim of police brutality. The outcry for justice for the man exploded the social media with fingers pointing all the flaws in the system. Trump turning a blind eye to all the noise created. The Black Lives Movement emerged, and a lot of people stood up for it. One of those people was BTS, a world-renowned K-pop boy band who wrote on Twitter, "We stand against racial discrimination. We condemn violence. You, I, and we all have the right to be respected. We will stand together." They donated and supported the movement, and deeply inspired BTS fans, better known as ARMYs, went all hands on deck to put their feet down. It began as a message relayed through TikTok, a platform for performers who relayed the message around to buy tickets for Trump's rally in Bach Center, Tulsa, never intending to show up at all. So when Trump regarded the seats, his face fell at the empty seats, which is, of course, what they wanted in the first place.
To place the John Hope Franklin Reconciliation Park here in Tulsa.
Trump apparently invincible to COVID-19. To put it simply, Trump's ignorance towards the widespreading fatal coronavirus has been one of the main reasons why his rallies have been sidelined. His misleading tactics did nothing to improve the situation at hand. He was quite deaf to the protests of his people, imploring to better the toppling economy, battling the virus, and losing family and friends to the pandemic that first emerged in China. His dictatorship was useless when he so boldly dispersed the fragile, dangerous cases that attacked the whole state with full force. Not only this, he cracked a very racist joke in one of the rallies, bemusing, calling for the virus nicknames such as the Chinese virus and Kung Flu, which does not solve the problem the pandemic has brought upon the people. Chris Evans, a humble man in Marvel's Captain America, posted a shell-shocked tweet after he heard the speech, saying, "Did the President of the United States just say Kung Flu at his rally? He made a racist joke. He made it a racist joke. To applause, I'm speechless."
If you take a look at what we've done in terms of goggles and masks.
Trump goes on about himself. For a person standing up for the elections, folks do get a bit carried away, trickling lies into their achievements, adding snippets of pretenses and empty promises they would forget the moment they are announced as the winner. Speaking Trump, he is ridiculously exceptional. He was expected to lie too, for what his past elaborates. He should have toned down the horde of loathing that has been directed at him since the start of his regime. Reasoning, and maybe just a little, explain whatever he did, was a bit of good to follow. None of that mattered to him. His organic ego stood in the way, which had not stopped when he profusely admitted his handsome facial features, so essential for a president to have this. Really, much chance it stands to reduce crime rates. He goes on proclaiming, "I look better than them, much more handsome. Got better hair than they do. I got nicer properties. I got nicer houses. I got a nicer apartment. I got nicer everything." His confidence is suggested by many overly embarrassing.
See, I don't have white hair. Yes, I agree with this.
Trump insults women for his final act. In the aforementioned Tulsa rally, Trump went ahead and called out outstanding women who were not afraid to stand up against him, including Congressman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Mayor of Washington, D.C. Muriel Bowser. Bashing about them, a maniac who ranted about their personalities. The later tweets in retort, "I see Alexandria and I living in his head, and apparently there's a lot of empty room in there," just like tonight's half-empty Tulsa arena, to an uproar of laughter and retweets.
We've tested now 25 million people.
This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our videos in the future. Also watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.